Welcome to another edition of Bases and Balls with Guardians broadcaster Jim Rosenhaus, brought to you by our good friends at Nika IBEW. And Rosie, I guess let's start off right away with this offense, man. The last four games, you've had the guys at the top getting on and driving and runs, the guys in the middle contributing. It's been fun to listen to you guys with all these hits and 43 runs in four games. Talk about the surprising offense here early.
Exactly how everyone envisioned it in the wintertime, right, Ray? When everyone was talking about, hey, it's, the backbone's pitching, there'll be a lot of 2-1 games. And then the season started that way over in Kansas City. But all of a sudden, my goodness, it's been an offensive explosion that even in the great years, there haven't been stretches of four games like this. So it's been a lot of fun. Will it last over is it going to be a regular thing? Probably not, but certainly potentially there's going to be stretches that are really, really encouraging. And I think what you see, aside from yesterday, is a team that doesn't rely on the home run to score their runs. And that's, I think, a really good thing because that wears well over the course of the season. So it's exciting. The young players who you weren't sure about because they hadn't proven it yet, have certainly gotten off to good starts. And then your mainstays like Jose Ramirez are starting well too.
Well, Miles Strawn, center, contract extension. He's our guy there. You mentioned Stephen Kwan, one of the young guys really prospering and left. And then Oscar Mercado looks like he's got a new lease on life out in right center field. So not only are they generating the offense early, but those three guys together also give us some good defense with all those question marks about the outfield. And I'm not saying we've answered them all, but those three guys have stood up pretty tall here early.
Yeah, you feel good on anything hit to the outfield. And bear in mind, at some point in time here soon, we'll probably see Josh Naylor, and he'll see some time out there. And, you'll see some others too. But it's really encouraging all the way around. And I think we saw last year, especially before the acquisition of Straw, outfield defense, if it's not good, can really be an issue. And I think they feel that it's much improved this year with Straw full-time in center and the others on the corners. So it's exciting. And obviously they're getting some good things done offensively too.
Shortened spring training, and I like what Tito and Carl have done with the starting rotation. We saw it again with McKenzie and then Eli Morgan. We saw it earlier last week when McKenzie came in relief as well. He's making sure those starters are getting their innings, I should say, as the season opens up and getting their work with a shortened spring training.
Yeah, it's a real big puzzle, certainly, that they're trying to put together here at the start of the season with pitching. But they've held true no matter how a starter's faring. 70 pitches, see you later. That's enough. And it may be the next turn through. I think we saw that second start for Shane Bieber. He didn't go much more than 70 again because they're trying to simulate where they would be in spring training. And these are now their fifth starts in spring training because they all only had 3 there, and you normally have 5 or 6. So they're trying to really mirror what you would normally see in the spring in terms of workload. And the hope is that you get quality workload because it's the regular season and it can help you win. And they've gotten that, but you're right. The Eli Morgan's, Logan Allen with a couple innings the other day to get a win. Huge stuff for the ball club to get their pitching through that first week without it being stressed. They haven't overtaxed the bullpen, and the starters have been just fine. And that was, I'm sure, a concern at the start of the season.
Bases and Balls with Guardians broadcaster Jim Rosenhaus with us on WAKR, brought to you by Nika IBEW. Emmanuel Clase with a nice outing in Game 2 against the Cincinnati Reds. But talk about the bullpen, and you mentioned puzzles, and that's certainly going to be a puzzle going forward. But Brian Shaw might be pitching every game this baseball season. But talk about the bullpen, Rosie.
Yeah, Ray, it's still a work in progress, I think, because there hasn't been a stretch of close games yet. The first 2 were, but I think they were still very much in that mode of making sure everyone pitched and that type of thing. But we haven't gotten into that situation where, hey, this guy's going to work the 8th and Class A is the 9th. There's still some uncertainty, I think, on how to get to Class A. Nick Samlin certainly has made a case to be that person. Brian Shaw, too, as you mentioned. But they're still trying to figure out the rest of it. I think Trevor Stephan's going to get some meaningful innings. Anthony Gose, still very young in terms of pitching, but they love his arm. Gave up a home run the other day, but I think that'll be, something that may happen from time to time. They're most, I think, encouraged by his lack of not walking people yet. We haven't seen it in spring training and at least at the start of the season. That's important. So there's a lot of things going on bullpen wise, but maybe in a week or two from now, we might have a better feel for how they're going to get to Class A.
Another opening day for us today, Rosie. It's always special at the ballpark. Giants coming in, which is kind of unusual a little bit when you talk about San Francisco coming in. The pageantry opening day, it's special at the ballpark at Progressive Field.
It really is. And it's funny, this year, this is the Guardians' third opening day now. They've had two on the road and now the one here at Progressive Field. And there's nothing like being home. It'll be an interesting day today, Ray. There's no question about it. It's exciting because the team's back, obviously, and they're playing the Giants. It's a night game. So all these things are different about opening day. And the biggest one is it's the new name now at the ballpark. So I'm sure for a lot of fans, it's going to be mixed emotions. Absolutely. And that's expected. So it'd be interesting to see how everything is received here tonight. I think it'll be fine. I think once the game starts, it's the same team. And it's amazing, on the road, because they wear the jerseys that say Cleveland across the front. If you're not paying attention, you probably wouldn't really know the difference that there was a name change, because obviously it's on the scoreboard and everything, but the uniforms are very similar. The C is very similar. But I think now that they're home and in a lot of the uniform combos, it will say Guardians across the front. And obviously around the ballpark, there's, all the signage has changed. So this is, I think, where the name change really begins to kick in.
Well, we're looking forward to the broadcast tonight with Guardians baseball. Rosie and Hammy will have it. Pageantry before the contest. If you're going there, make sure you check it out. We've talked about Tom Hanks is throwing out the first pitch, which should be special. Rosie, we look forward to bases and balls throughout the season. Really appreciate you taking time to join us on a weekly basis and talking Guardians baseball. Thanks for the visit again, my friend.
You got it, Ray. Thank you.